certification meeting. The Office of General Counsel has provided each of us with all the documentation relating to each matter in advance of today's committee meeting. This documentation may include investigative files, procedural evidence, transcripts, reports, recommendations, memorandums, district communication, and communication for educators. Is there any objection to the Educator Certification Committee going into executive session? Hearing none, I declare that we are in executive session. And the committee now will entertain a motion regarding item number 1.
Mr. Chair, I move that the State Board of Education approve the application of Alicia Grant for educator certification.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Unanimously second.
Third and fourth.
Second. Any discussion?
No.
I think the whole committee wanted to
All in favor by
second.
saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Go make us proud.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good luck with that student teaching. Yes, thank you. That was worth doing.
No.
I don't think she was looking at him.
We have one more case.
Yes.
We have one more case, so we need to go into executive session. So do I have a motion to go into executive session?
Allison moves.
Motion by Allison. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor with aye?
Aye.
We're now in executive session. The committee will now entertain a motion on item number 2.
I move that the State Board of Education permanently revoke the certificate of Natasha Dalton, Certificate 296647, effective on April the 7th, 2026, and approve the order of permanent revocation on the grounds of unprofessional conduct.
All right, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Hanley, second.
Hanley, second. Any discussion? All in favor with aye?
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign? The motion carries. The committee will now entertain a motion to ratify the actions from the Educator Licensure Committee meeting earlier today. The chair from ELC will read through the ratifications, which will serve as a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We did hear 11 cases. One we did not take action on, so I move that the State Board of Education ratify the actions of the ELC for the cases below. The State Board of Education suspends the certificate of Anthony Aguilar, Certificate 323561, commencing on 8/4/2025 and ending on February 3rd, 2026, and approves the consent order of suspension on the grounds of breach of contract. The State Board of Education suspends the certificate of Nathan Foster Bantz, Certificate 314682, commencing on April 7th, 2026, and ending on April 6th, 2027, and approves the order of suspension on the grounds of unprofessional conduct. The State Board of Education suspends the certificate of Allison Beers, Certificate 301883, commencing on January 9th, 2026, and ending on July 8th, 2026, and approves the order of suspension on the grounds of breach of contract. The State Board of Education suspends the certificate of Hannah Catherine Glenn, Certificate 277690, commencing on April 7th, 2026, and ending on July 6th, 2027, and approves the order of suspension on the grounds of unprofessional conduct. The State Board of Education suspends the certificate of Madison Fox Lawless, Certificate 289574, commencing on January 9th, 2026, and ending on July 8th, 2026, and approves the order of suspension on the grounds of breach of contract. The State Board of Education revokes the certificate of Travis Dale Manley, Certificate 320345, effective April 7th, 2026, and approves the order of revocation on the grounds of unprofessional conduct. The State Board of Education publicly reprimands Walter Ashley Martin IV, certificate number 283051, and approves the consent order of public reprimand on grounds of unprofessional conduct. The State Board of Education suspends the certificate of Patsy J. McLeod, certificate 320096, commencing on August 29, 2025, and ending on October the 6th, 2026, and approves the order of suspension on the grounds of breach of contract. The State Board of Education suspends the certificate of Ashley Stahl McMacken, certificate 269648, commencing on December the 9th, 2025, and ending on June 18th, 2026, and approves the order of suspension on the grounds of breach of contract. The State Board of Education revokes their certificate of Stacy L. Sims, certificate 223202, effective July the 30th, 2024, and approves the consent order of revocation on the grounds of unprofessional conduct.
So the motion has been made by Committee Chairperson Warren to ratify the work of the Educator Licensure Committee. That does not require a second. Is there any discussion?
I noticed that some of them were suspended for, most of them were suspended for either a year or 6 months, but one was suspended for only 33 months, I think. Is that?
So, Mr. Harrington, that goes back to the breach of contract law and the changes last year in the Educator Assistance Act, that in breach of contract cases, the maximum penalty under the law is a 6-month suspension retroactive to the date of the breach. And so it is possible on some of these, the suspension was entirely retroactive, and some of them the suspension was partially retroactive.
I got you.
So it just depends. It goes back to that date of breach versus the date of the board's order.
Any other discussion or questions? We have a motion. It doesn't require a second. With no further discussion, all in favor with saying aye? Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. We are adjourned.